Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator here in Stappenbach. And as you can see, I have got some cows in our shed. I'm still not sure if it's Rinder or Rinder. I think it's Rinder. But anyway, I've got some in here. I managed to get some in here and I could not figure it out in the last episode, and I do apologise for that. It probably was a bit frustrating for you to watch. And then we got Mutterind up there as well, although I think that's supposed to be an S on the end, Mutterins, because it's mothers and not, or Mutterins, I'm not quite sure. German is a difficult language to sort of get your head round sometimes. But anyway, I've sort of uncovered the mysteries of many things here. First and foremost, we have this one right here. Now, what I've done is I've gone, as you can see by the little symbol, I went and got some other cattle, because the ones that I went and got, they're actually the wrong ones. They're the ones that we're supposed to be selling. We're not supposed to be buying them and bringing them here. We're supposed to be producing them from here and then taking them to the dealership and selling them over there, which is, yeah, it's not great, really. So you got to bring this one back to this doorway over here. And then you can press, well, actually, I don't know if you can do it. Yeah, you can do it with the cover still on. So, you are at least able to do that. So we take the cover off, and, you know, we're going to do this properly. We've spent long enough. We're going to do this properly. There we go. Right, now we can do that, and we can unload. There we go. So we unload those 6, and we can have up to 50 in here. Confirm. Yes. There we go. Right, they're unloaded. And if you look here, I can load cattle or I can load beef, and we can have up to 30 beef. So those we would actually take and sell. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to leave the 6 that we've got there, and I'm going to get some more. So that is how that bit works. We now know how this works, and there we go. We've got 6 of 50 in here for adult cows, and we have also got 6 fattening cows in here as well. Now, I haven't done anything else with them yet. The gule is the slurry, manure is the solid manure, and then we want wheat, barley, and maize. We don't have any of that. That'll have to wait until the summer. Grass, dry grass, silage, forage mixing. Now that, we've got some on a trailer over around there. Potatoes, we have none, and water, we can get some of that as well. So we will go, and we will get another load of these. Although, what I'm thinking is maybe we should see about getting a lorry here on the farm. A truck. We could use one of those and then a bigger trailer, and we could transport more at once. And I thought that might be a good thing to do. I'm not really sure. I think we'll start off just by getting one more load of these. So we've got 12 cows over here. And then we'll start putting some food and water in. But what I'd also like to do is I'm going to start fast forwarding times. About time we did that. We're still on the first day, and a few people did mention this at the end of last week, and yeah, I'm very well aware of that, but I wanted to get everything sort of set up, which included doing all the planting, so that then we can mostly fast forward until summer. I will be pausing partway through the spring. Actually, I think you can't pause partway through the spring for it. I think we do actually need to go right into summer, because I want some grass. I want fresh grass, and I want some fresh grass here, and I'll want fresh grass for our other cows. Now, the other thing is if you press Alt-S like this for seasons, and then you go through here, you can go and have a look at the economy right here. So this is 1, 2, 3. This is the different prices that you get. Now, we are on just 3 days per season, which is why it's such a small amount. It's not normal that you would do. I'd normally recommend at least the 2 days per course, so 6 days per season. That seems to work out fairly well, and then when you get a lot more land, bump it up to 9. Change it in the middle of winter when you don't have anything planted, and you shouldn't have any issues. Where are we? Where are we? There, cows, right there. Now, these here, the cheapest time to buy cows is the first day of summer. That is the best time to buy cows, if you're going to buy cows. We've got compost here. That stays the same price. Caulk. I think that's lime. And then empty pallets there. We won't worry about that too much. Anyway. Cows we want to buy at the beginning of summer. That's the normal cows, and I don't think you can take the beef cows from here and use them for your ordinary dairy cows. Unfortunately, I don't think that one is an option, which is a bit of a shame. I'd really like it to be. But I mean, if it is, then let me know in the comment section, and maybe we could do some of that next week. Now, this one over here is another one that I got wrong. I was pressing I to unload and trying to unload. You don't. Somebody told me, a few people told me this one in the comment section as well. Bring the water tanker up in front of the water tower. Press R, load, water start. You can see it right there. I should have just had this one open, but there we go. You're loading the water tank and not unloading the water tanker is basically how it's been done, which is fairly straightforward. I ought to have been able to figure that out because I've done this on other maps before, but I was obviously a little bit slow last week. And also, the other thing that I introduced last week was the way that I'm going to be doing my weekly questions from now on. Just a slight change to how I wanted to do it. Rather than having the weekly question just for a week and then not many people getting to vote, we're going to run them for 2 weeks. So, the weekly question, which is still going from last week, is what map do you want me to play for the next 4 weeks? Do you want me to stay on this map for another 4 weeks? Or do you want me to move to the Horsch Agrovation map? Do you want me to move to the Welker Farms map, the Valley the Old Farm, or Lone Oak Farm? There are 5 options for you there. And there we go, just press R on there. 5 options for you there. I can stay right here on this map and not change, or I can move to one of the other 4. Agrovation, Welker Farms, Valley Old Farm, or Lone Oak Farm. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why. And don't forget that when you're letting us know which map you're choosing down below, it's also the perfect opportunity to explain why you think that one would be a good one, and see if you can't get other people to vote for the same one as you, because that's the whole idea of the comments bit, is you're trying to get other people to vote for the same one as you, so that one wins the vote. So if you've got compelling arguments for it, by all means, type them all out in the comments section. Let people know why you think they should be voting for the same as you. And then don't forget to actually cast your vote up in the top right hand corner. I've had a few people asking, how do you cast a vote? With YouTube, we can set a poll, and you will often see a circle come up. But if you just mouse over or tap on the screen, you should see a circle in the top right hand corner of your screen. You can interact with that one. It should say click here to vote, and then you can select which one you want to vote. You don't have to leave the video. I don't think the video even pauses while you're casting your vote. It's that simple. You just click on it once and then it registers as your vote. I think you do have to be logged in to a YouTube account in order to be able to do it. Other than that, there are no other stipulations. But it also limits everybody to 1 vote per video. I mean, if you watch all 6 videos, you can vote 6 times. But it does limit you to 1 vote per video. And that's quite a good thing, I think. It keeps it fair and keeps everything... It gives everybody a chance. Gives everything a chance. So anyway, that is the vote. I'm just going to put this one back in here. Next up, we need to get some of that straw and hay into the cows. And I'm just trying to think what I want to use to do this with. So I'm just going to stop that one there. And we are going to take a little short trip over here to... Where is it? There. I want to go to this one. There we go. Right. What are we going to use to do this? Now, my absolute favorite, many of you will know, because I use it all the time in the time lapses. I have tried using that one. It's just got no oomph to it. It just doesn't go. I don't like it. I really don't. I'm not a fan of that machine. I haven't got the other one that is sometimes available on here. I love this JCB. 230 horsepower. It's absolutely brilliant, and it does look very cool with the front twins as well. So that is my favourite, but I do use that one a lot. I don't like, in telehandlers, I've tried using the JCB. I use that one in the Gorilla series. I don't particularly like that one. I've driven these in real life. The visibility is poor with the boom right in the middle. I'm not a fan of these articulated telehandlers, whereas the articulated Farm Master type ones, the JCB, the wheel loaders, those are absolutely fantastic. They're great to drive. We've got this old JCB from the Modern Classics. Merlot is one that I've driven. I've spent many hours on a Merlot, and it's quite good. And also this one looks good as well. So there's so many choices on here. And I'm thinking to start with, we're going to go for the JCB, purely because it's the cheapest. And it's also one that I have I've driven this one a bit. I've done a fair bit of harvest work with this one. I mean, I've got to be honest, I hated it. I thought it was a horrible machine. It wasn't overly powerful. I didn't like driving it. It was uncomfortable, and generally speaking, I was glad to see the back of the thing. But I will still use it. Just we're going to use a small bale fork, I think. We'll go for that one. Rather than the huge, great big one that I normally use, we'll just go for this smaller one. There we go. Back and back and back. Right. Yeah, the visibility, because of the older machines, the really old ones, this bit here went way up. It was higher than the cab, and the visibility of the boom came right down across there. You saw nothing on that side whatsoever unless you lifted the boom right up in the air. And you quickly got used to it. So when you went from driving the older machines to driving the new ones, I mean, if we just have a look here in cab a minute, you got some visibility there. It's not too bad, but if I lift that boom up, now imagine it's like that because it's coming up from so high and coming down. So it doesn't matter how low you got this, you got pretty much no visibility at all. You can just about see a mirror over there. You sort of the boom comes like that somewhere on the really old ones. So when you go from one of those to the new ones that you've got the boom, like the tail end of the boom is set right down into the machine, you've got visibility all the way around. It's such an amazing luxury. It really is. It makes such a difference. And it makes life so much easier. It was just fantastic. I remember when I first got into one of the ones that had full visibility all the way around. I was just amazed by it. I loved it. I thought it was absolutely wonderful, and it was like Christmas. It really was. I'd spent so long driving those machines, I'd sort of become accustomed to how they sort of should be and the different things you do with them and so on. And it's like when you get a major improvement like that on a machine that you spent thousands of hours on, it's such a it's indescribable. It really is. It was almost on a par to when I first found out I needed glasses. I thought that I was sort of, it was getting a little bit difficult to see, like when I was driving, especially at night. I was finding it a bit difficult to see the signs, and I didn't really think anything of it because it happened so gradually over time. You don't really think anything of it at all. And so I went, I had to have a eye test as part of my work because I was operating, what are they called? Forklifts. I was operating forklifts in a warehouse at the place that I used to work in, the factory that I used to work in. As part of being allowed to drive the forklift in the factory, we used to have an annual health checkup, and part of the annual health checkup was a very, very simple eye exam, just to make sure that we could see properly and everything was all above board. And I didn't really think anything of this, and I went in and spoke to the lady there, and she sort of put a little thing up against the wall and said, I'll just read off those letters there. And I read a few letters, and she gave me a few more to read on another line, and I sort of squinted a bit and managed to read them. I thought, all right. And so then she said, well, here's a free voucher that you can use as something that we do as part of work. I'd like you to go to the opticians and have a proper eye examination. I think you could do with an eye examination. Oh, all right. Well, this took me by surprise, really. I didn't think there was anything wrong with my eyes, but all right, if that's what you want, that's what I'll go and do. So off I went. I took myself off to the opticians and had my eye examination, and I got in there, and the lady said, oh, hello, how do you do, and so on and so forth. And then she asked me, where did I leave my, I left it over here. Then she asked me if I could read the second line and the third line. So I read the second line and the third line. And then she said, okay, now can you read line 6? I looked, squinted a bit. I said, there is no line 6. There's only 5 lines on there. I thought she was... I genuinely thought she was joking. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, there's no line 6. I take it you mean line 5. Oh, just hang on a minute, she goes. And she puts on this pair of spectacles and then starts... puts them on me. And then she sort of started playing around with all these different lenses. And I found out afterwards that very few opticians actually use these lenses anymore. Most of them use a digital system instead. It's just that this optician was a little bit old-fashioned and she preferred to use those. Quite glad she did, because it was very, very cool. Okay, so you get this pair of glasses that they put on you. And then she dropped a lens into each one and she said, can you see anything now? And I looked, and not only was there line 6, there was line 7 underneath it. I mean, line 7 was a little blurry. So I said to her, well, line 7's a little blurry, but There's 6 lines on here. I can see 6 lines. Have I got to put this into a straw shredder? Might not. I don't know. We'll go around the other side and oh, I dropped it right in there. Ah, I see. So I got to bring that down into the middle to be able to make that work. So yeah, I went and then she took out the lens and she put in some different ones. And line 7 came crystal clear as well. There were 7 lines on that chart, right? I went in there believing the chart had 4 lines. Ladies and gentlemen, I went out of that room. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. Yeah, my joystick. There we go. Right. I left that room having been... having had my eyes opened, ladies and gentlemen. I seen the lights. I seen that there were indeed 7 lines, and I read them all. And she said, well, I think you could do with some glasses. So with a few more tests and so on, and then she was able to establish exactly what glasses I needed, and it was just amazing. It was absolutely fantastic. I got these, and I could see. And she said, one more thing, just want you to sort of get an idea of just what your vision is like at the moment. And she took me to the window, normally, and just told me to have a look out of the window. Okay, that was quick and easy. I wonder if I could just do this with the trailer. That's going to save us a lot of time. Let me just back that one over there a minute. Stop that. And look over here. So we've got straw, we've got grass, dry grass. We don't have any wheat or barley or anything, but what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to speed time all the way up. Like that. We're going to go flat out with time now. So, yes, she had me stand in front of the window. I stood in front of the window. I just looked out. And then she said, now, try it with this. And she put on the magical pair of spectacles. And after the magical pair of spectacles went on, do you know what I seen? I seen everything. Everything. I looked out and like street signs and the shop fronts, that they all became available. I could see all of them. I seen every single one of them, and I could see them all clearly and beautifully, and it was so amazing. I really like that. I like that the straw goes in a different place that the feed does. That is actually very, very cool on this. That is very cool. Right, so now we've got 32,000 litres of straw in here, 64,000 grass, and 15,000 water. Things are looking good. I don't know how quickly the beef animals turn up in here. That's the only thing I'm not sure of. Let's have a look in here and see if we find anything in this one that will give us an indication with the animals. Because I got 90 water in there. That's up in the field. And I got a little bit of water. Oh, that's pigs and cows. Not really sure what that's all about. There's nothing more on there to show me. Right, so we don't look like we get an overview of that one. That's alright. I don't mind that. We can deal with that. Okay, let's come out here. And yeah, and this happened. This was a thing, and I could see everything all the way round, like round the whole countryside, and see the buildings clearly, and it was just amazing. And then she took them away from me. She actually took them away from me. Yeah, they were her expensive, like, optician's special glasses. She took them away from me, and then I had to wait for 3 weeks in order to be able to get my glasses so that I could see once again, and the light was brought back to me, and I had to go all that time without it, and I didn't really like it. I got to be honest. I had to walk away from there knowing that I was blind and I couldn't see anything. But eventually it was all fine, it was all good. Eventually everything was absolutely wonderful again, and there were no problems. And I got my glasses. I went back a few weeks later, I got my glasses, I put them on, and it was just amazing. Driving was wonderful. I couldn't wear them continuously to start with. I couldn't at all. We go there. I wear them for driving. We will skip until dawn. But I couldn't wear them the rest of the time because I would get headaches because I wasn't used to it. And you have to like train yourself to be able to wear glasses, and it can take a while. It can actually take a while to get used to them. It took me a fair while. And now with my PC, I have one pair of glasses I use for driving. They've got special tints on them, and then I have another pair of glasses that I use for my PC, so I don't have to spend my entire time. That was the other thing I noticed. When I sat down in front of my computer, and I didn't have to lean forward and squint at the screen when I was looking at the small text. I could sit back comfortably once again, and that was something that really made a significant difference. It really did, and I was ever so pleased to be able to do that. So that was another thing that was added into my life. I was able to see again. And yeah, it was one of those experiences, and it's kind of like when you get one of these and you've got that huge great big boom up there and you do like 1,000 hours on it, and then they give you one that's dead flat all the way around. Not that far off. I've got to be honest, it wasn't that far off of that, if it was sort of working like that. Now, at the moment, these haven't changed at all. We've sort of jumped forward in time a bit. I don't have any wheat, barley or maize, and I don't have any potatoes in here. I don't have any slurry production. I don't have any manure production. So I'm assuming that some of those things will come out eventually, but they haven't yet. What we also want is, I want to try and get some fresh grass. As soon as we've got fresh grass available, we're going to go and buy other cows. Oh, we have got some growth. We have got growth. Look, it's the first spring growth. It has grown forth. Brilliant. The other thing that I was actually thinking of doing, I know that we've got the fast track that we were using for this, but I was actually wanting to increase this a little bit so that and get like a slightly bigger scale of machine. But I figured that the fast track is not going to be man enough to pull what I want to do here, and I don't want to spend a load of money on a lorry because they're quite expensive. So we got one other option, and that is to use this machine, and instead of having using this trailer, we're going to use a different trailer. So I'm going now back to the dealership to go and buy a different trailer. Let's put some lights on, shall I? Got lights on. We'll just have these. We don't want full beams. We'll blind all the other drivers. Come around there like that. We've got all of these green trees in here. We've got grass as well, so I'm actually going to slow this down now and just wait a little bit. We could go and buy some more straw, and we could buy... No, I'm sticking with my original plan. First day of summer to buy the cows in the other area because of the cost of them. Let's turn the lights off a minute. Put you back in here like that and unhitch it there, and then just pull forward a smidgen and then go to you and sell that one. Okay, and then we can come back round over to here and make a purchase. Now, where is it? Animals, right there. So we have got our adjusted one here, and we've got to have this one because we want to be able to transport those two. We probably won't be doing the pigs, but we do want to be able to transport those two, so it's got to be that one. So we can select that one. What do we have for our main color? I think we'll go for that so that it matches the class machine that we've got here at the moment, which is, I think it's that kind of yellowish. We'll see. Well, we'll see if we got this right once I've done this. Okay, so we can back out of there. And then we need to go to dollies. Now, I have found many times that I haven't got it. I thought I had it. It's a twin-wheel Flegel dolly. This dolly here, I always have trouble with this one. So we'll use this big dolly here. I'm not a fan of this one either because it's a bit oversized. But we'll try it. At least we can color this one correctly. There we go. With centered attachment. I see. You can put the attachment in the middle, within back. We'll do that. Go like that, and then standard wheels because we're not planning to put this on the road very much. 18,700 for that. It's a rather expensive one. And then we've got these machines here. We don't actually want any of those at the moment. We will be using them, just not yet. There we go. You know, that's not a bad color, I suppose. And then that one there, it should be in the middle. It is in the middle, so that might work all right. We'll see. It might work well with this with the class Xerion as well, actually. So we'll see how that does. And let's hitch you on. And now I've got to try and get the other one to hitch on. Now this might be a little bit more difficult. Backing it up is also not going to be the easiest job, but again, with the Xerion, it's going to definitely make it a lot easier than it otherwise would be. There. Right. Does that actually fit? I'm sort of looking at it. It does. It literally just. It's a very sort of by the skin of the teeth type situation, but it does fit. I didn't fit down there. But yeah, it does actually fit, so we'll be able to get a load more of the mother cows and get those in there. And if we've got to have the other grains, then that's going to be a bit that we're going to struggle with. I don't think we do. I can imagine that we're going to need the other other grains on here. Let's bring this one up round. And... oh yeah, you come right onto my side and then stop and blame it on me. That's the usual, isn't it? That is the usual. Well, we'll come round you and pretend that that didn't happen. And this is why I don't like trees overhanging roads when I'm trying to do a time lapse, because I have to sort of go round all those trees and I have to keep moving the camera around them as well, and it does make it difficult. Come out there. It also makes it difficult that I can't drive very well. Now let's try this. We come in here. Sure what the best approach to this is going to be. Probably not hooking it up on the fence would be a good start, but what's done is done. So let's try and move forward from that. Apparently we're not going to try and move forward from that. We're going to just do this hopelessly wrong. So if I come into there we go, that's much better. Now, I should have come in the other gate. That would have been easier than doing it like this. So I'm going to have to bring it over to there. And then we want to turn that way a bit. And then we've got to try and get this one to turn like that. Keep going. Keep going. Wonder if I can do this in one go without having... no, I can't. I'm going to have to shunt. Doing it in one go without shunting is always like the ultimate goal for when you're reversing trailers of any kind. If you can do it without any shunts, then you sort of got the whole reversing thing absolutely nailed. I very rarely am able to do this without any shunts at all, but I'm getting better at doing this because I've been using a lot of these types of trailers in the time-lapse, and I feel that it's really, really helped my ability to do this. So we want cattle right there. We don't want beef, we want cattle. And we're going to buy we can only get 14 in here. Still, it's better than nothing. So we get those 14 in there, and as we've got animals in the trailer now, we need to open up the sides like that so that they can breathe while they're traveling along. And now we've got to try and get out of here without getting hung up on the fence or the walls or anything at all, really. Just no hang-ups would be a good idea. Come round there. We've done it! Excellent! Right, we can get these back over to the yard. Now I got the interesting bit of backing this one up around the corners up here, right into the doorway, so long as I can actually get it that far without getting hung up on everything else. Bring it through here. Come on round. This is going to be where we find out that we have to have potatoes or we're not going to be able to do this. And we don't have any potatoes. We don't have any potatoes growing. And we don't have anywhere else either. That's going to make life extremely difficult for us if we've got to have potatoes in order to make this work. So we'll back this up a bit further. Oop, steady. No, I want to go like that. There we go. And keep going. Go a bit further. There, right. I'm hoping that is going to allow me... yes, I can unload. There we go. I've now got 20 cows in there. I've got 20 mother cows. And if I come round over here, have we got any changes yet in any of the numbers? Nothing's changed. This bit is concerning me slightly. I'm wondering if I've got to fill everything all the way up. Because I've got the grass, dry grass, silage, forage mixing. I'm assuming that I've only got to have one of those. I don't have to have everything. I very much like that to be the case. So I'm going to start fast forwarding time again. And this time we're going to leave it ticking along like that until we get to summer, which is only 2 days. We've got the rest of the day and tomorrow. And then it's going to be summer here on this map. And that's actually a really good thing. We won't be able to start the harvest straight away. But we will be able to do some grass. And that's something that I'd like to do quite soon. Let's get that one unhitched. I want to be able to harvest some grass because I want fresh grass. I want to be able to get fresh grass for the cows here a little bit. But I'd also like to be able to get some fresh grass for other cows. Ooh. That's a point. can I just go and buy cows from here? If I go over to the cow pasture over here, do I have to have them delivered? Now, I'm pressing R around here to activate the thing. It looks like I've got no... Oh, no, there is a dialogue, and I can buy them. Right. So these we can buy direct. I don't have to have them delivered, and that does make a significant difference to me, because I didn't want to have them delivered every time. Having them delivered, like going to fetch them, it's just going to end up taking too long, and I didn't really want to do that. So if we've got this is going really well here. We've got you. Let's take you here, and you're gonna... So, I don't need... I was just checking, because I wanted to make sure I didn't need that animal trailer for a bit. So, we can leave that one where it is, and we can come down here and go over to our cattle. We can also just leave the grass. We don't have to worry about it, because we're not going to worry about getting the cattle that we've got any fresh grass at the moment. We can do that some other time. Now, I really like this tractor. I really do. I've really grown quite fond of this tractor. It's great fun to drive around, but I feel I may be driving it around a little bit too much. So what I'm going to do for the next job that I've got in mind is not go in there, because that's not where I want to go. Come back out of there. I want to go into this one over here. We're going to swap tractors. I'm going to use the other Xerion that we've got. I know, it's a huge variation, isn't it? It's an absolutely massive variation. So we'll bring you up here, and actually I was going to park it there, but I've decided against that now. I'm going to bring you over here, and I'm not even sure where I'm going to put you. I got a plow parked up. You know what? I'm going to bring this one down here, and I'm going to stick it under the trees. Right there for a minute. You can stop there. And then we're going to run up here and jump the hedge. And we're going to go into here. I'm going to get this other Xerion tractor that's in here. This is the one that I'm going to use for my next job. The one, it looks at it, it's not a huge amount different, to be honest. It's, you just can't use the other bits on it. And that I don't mind at all. Right, let me just bring that one to there. And then I want to lower down the front weight. And leave that there like that. Excellent. And then he's already clean, so I don't need to worry about washing it, hosing it off, washing it off, or anything like that. I'm going to come through round this way, and we're going to go and take a look at our crops up in our field. Just see if we've had any... We've had no growth at all. It hasn't done anything at all yet. Morning has arrived. We've got a little bit of growth now, just a little bit. And if you look on the map... We may not have any potatoes, but there are plenty of people in the valley that do have potatoes. So we can go and get that little field 38 right there, which is next to our beef unit. That one has potatoes on it, so we could always buy that field if we desperately need Tatey-Pos, and we could use that one for it. So I'm quite pleased about that. Now, we're on the final day of spring, and if you press Alt-S... and then have a look at the prices. So that is wheat up here. So we got nowhere that we can buy wheat and barley, and that is a bit of a shame. But I don't think it's really going to matter. And then we got those wool. This is the best time of year to sell wool in the third part of spring. It's always the best time. Wood chips, it's in the middle of winter. You want to sell that. Straw. It does dip a bit in the summer, but so winter, it doesn't make like a huge amount of difference. So it's debatable whether or not you want to keep straw in the summer sometimes. And then hay as well, it's kind of similar. And silage bales, well, it doesn't have silage bales on here. And then grass bales, because it's seasons, you can't sell grass bales. Anyway, cows. It's tomorrow that they are the cheapest that they will be. So it's tomorrow that we will be buying cows. But we've only got 653,000 euros now, and we're going to want a little bit more. First thing I want to do, though, is I want to come over here and I want to see if there's been any change in our cows. We've still got... They haven't used anything. And this is the bit that's confusing me. I'm wondering if it's because I've bought the 6 beef animals. Whether that has confused it a little bit. You know what, I'm going to try taking this one. I'm going to leave the water there. Start this one up. I'm going to see if this one here can actually pull our big trailer over there. If it can, excellent. Because then I can load... It's going to really struggle to pull that, isn't it? That is really going to be a struggle. Let's see if we can do it, though. I want to try and get some beef animals. The 6 that we bought, I want to get them loaded into here and it got rid of because, yeah, otherwise it's just going to end up causing us trouble, I think. It's extremely difficult to reverse this one because, well, being on uneven ground, it's not sort of cooperating exactly as you would hope. So I'm going to have to try and do this forwards and see what we can do. I might have to drive on the neighbour's field here. I can just get that one to back in around there, like that. Oh, no, not quite enough. I need to just come forward a bit and turn that a little bit sharper, like that. There we go. That should do it. And I can even start straightening up a little bit. And there we go, we can load. Right, so if I load those 6, confirm, yes. I'm hoping that's going to make the difference and it will actually allow the cows to start doing something. It struggles a bit on the hills, but this one does far better than I thought it actually would, just getting along the roads. The only issue I've got is these trees completely overhang the road. You've got to go in cab, really, to be able to see what you're doing. You just can't see it. And we also have cars that come up through here, just to make life a little bit more difficult for us. But it's working out all right now. I wanted to go in this way, didn't I? I'll see if I can do this. I'll see if I can get round these corners. This is going to be, of course, the other question is whether it will actually fit. Doesn't look like it does. Maybe if I can... Nope. Okay, hitting it hard doesn't seem to work, and... Okay, I am getting more and more stuck in here. There we go. I'm getting properly stuck in here. Oh no, I've gotten through. I have made it. So there is a way to get through. You've just got to really, you've got to want it. You've really got to want it. And I can't get round there. Now I will be able to get round there, but that corner is a little bit tight. So it would appear that realistically that's just a tiny little bit too tight for us to get round, so we would have to come in through this gate up here. Why is the gate shut? I didn't shut that gate. Did you shut that gate? I definitely didn't shut the gate. Oh! That's what the whole thing was. It was like pushing us round. It's on a timer. It's because it's night time. You're not supposed to be here at night time. We've trespassed here during the night. I want to sell these animals. I've got 6 beef animals on board. It's not a good idea to leave your beef animals in the trailer overnight if you can help it. It's not good. Well, it's not good animal welfare. You don't want to be doing that to them if you can help it. There we go. We'll bring that back round here. I haven't got any water on board for the animals either, so I definitely don't want to be leaving these in the trailer overnight. And I got to try and back. It's so much easier with that other tractor. This one, I think, because this one is slightly lower down than the Class Xerion, it makes it a little bit more difficult to reverse because it's using a different. It's not using like all 3 wheels on the ground, and that's the bit that's sort of making it behave in a slightly weird fashion. Is that close enough? Yeah, that's close enough. Right. As long as it's close enough, I don't mind. No, I want to sell there. 15,120. Yes, we have sold them at a loss. Yes, we know that. Right, now I can go Alt-N, and apparently I can't. You've got to be out of a cab to do that. Alt-N, there we go. We can skip until morning rather than dawn. The days are long and warm in summer. It is time to make hay and watch the crops grow. Okay, we can do that. And we are... Yeah, I'm just going to leave this one here for a minute. The crops themselves haven't really grown very much. They've grown a little bit, but the grass has now grown, and the grass is the bit that we want. And I also want some cows, so the cows are going to be the first thing we go for. We're going to come over here, and I'm actually getting close to running out of time, so we're going to have to do most of this in our next episode rather than today. So we go to here, and okay, let's try opening the gate. Yeah. Got to get right inside. There we go. We go to here. There we go. Right, now, buy. We want to buy some cows, and we're not going to do things by halves. I reckon 50? Nope. Let's go 75 cows. 75 cows here, 333,751 euros. That is half of our available cash. There we have cows in the pasture. And now if you look in here, I've got cows cleanliness 3%. So they're going to need a little bit of water up here. And there was a thing for water. Now we come up here, fill water trough. I come up here to this one and we press R. So I don't even need to do that. It comes up underneath and I just press R. And that fills it automatically. It's free of charge as well. And it tells you underneath how long you've got on here. I really love this. I genuinely love that we've got enough here that will keep us going for as long as we're going to need. And it does look like it does it for 3 days worth, which is what the actual game does with seasons. When you've got seasons active, it'll allow you to fill up 3 days worth in any of the troughs or anything like that. Now, we need grass for the cows. If they don't have grass, they're going to be in trouble. Water is a basic necessity, but they do also need grass as well. Otherwise, they get into trouble. So that one's filling right up there, and it looks like it is going to go all the way up. So you come up to... It's this end here by the tap. It's one you need to go to. I just wanted to see if it's going to overflow or if we've got to manually stop it. No, we don't. Right, so we've got 3 days worth of water in there. That is absolutely fantastic. Auto water. I really hope that that is just a standard feature in the next game. I really genuinely hope that is a standard feature in the next game. Next up, we need some straw in here for bedding, and we also need the grass. And it's the grass that we're going to do first. So I'm going to come through here and just climb over that one and go all the way up to this bad boy up here. This might actually be a bit of a big tractor if we're going to get what I wanted to get. Not entirely sure that this tractor is suitable for what I had in mind. And I was planning to do plenty of grass anyway. So I'm starting to think that maybe we should leave this tractor here for a bit. There, like that. Just stop there. And we're going to go down to the dealership. There's another thing that I really like about Seasons, and that is how the... There we go, let's go to the shop. With Seasons, the way the loan works in Seasons, what they do is you're allowed to borrow up to a certain percentage of the total value of your farm. So the more stuff you have, the more stuff you can get. Now, we've only got a loan of 3,000 at the moment, so I repaid it. We've now got no loan whatsoever. All of our loan has now been paid off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow 5,000 here, and I'm going to just keep going. You can borrow a huge chunk of money. You really can. Right, now I think 300,000 in the standard game is how much you can get. We're going to go for a bit more than that. See, we can go way up. I think I have previously borrowed about €1,000,000. But I'm actually going for 500,000. There, that's enough. Right, 500,000, that leaves us 827,000 euros to spend. And the first thing that I want is on here. Now, we're a big scale farm, so we want big scale. Oh, what? I didn't add it. What's that? Mowers cut grass. What are you... I know what that one's from. All right, let's have a quick look at that one, because I think I've got the tractor on here as well. That one is up here somewhere. Where is it? Is it here? Please tell me it's here. Yeah, there we go. That one right there. So I don't actually have the one that I wanted available right now. So we're going to go with this one here, and I'll back out of there, and then we can go back to the mowers right there. It was the Crone. You know the one that I want. It's the Crone self-propelled one, because I don't think these are quite wide enough for the class Xerion. I think it would be better to have the self-propelled one. We'll have that huge, great big one. And that's the one that we're going to use. So we're going to do that beginning of the next episode. We're going to cut a bit of grass for the cows. We're not going to cut lots of grass just yet, because, various reasons. But I want to try this one right here. So let's start this one up. We don't have a visual for a person. Start the engine. Okay, that sounds very cool. And it does work. It drives around. Oops. Okay, I don't want to drive up onto that too much. And we come around here. There's no... Oh, there is a little bit of an animation for turning the corner. There's a little bit. And we'll bring that one over to there. And we hitch that onto the front like that. There we go. Right, so turn on mower. You can't raise and lower it. It's just turn on and off. And it's still early morning, so we can't escape at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fast forward time. I don't know what the time is that this one 7 o'clock in the morning, so we've got to wait for 15 minutes before we can get out. So we'll wait until 7. Go on. Go on. Another minute. There we go. Right, it's 7 a.m. Now we can get going. And we're going to take this one just down here. We want to just drop down the end of the road down here, and then we can go into our little grass field that we got up here. This is the one that we're going to cut first, and we're going to do a little bit in there, and then we'll be able to... in our next episode, we'll get the big crone mower, and we'll go whizzing through it, and we'll cut a load of grass in there, and then we can come back and gather some up with the... I'm actually thinking that we might just cut the 2 fields here, and then make a little bit of hay, and we can do that before we think about actually doing any harvesting. The other thing that I want to look at was how much it's grown where we planted the seeds compared to the field that was already existing. And this is the one here. It's not on its final, its second growth is 1 growth stage behind. When it starts in the spring, it's 1 growth stage behind. I'm still going to cut this. I don't actually mind that it's only 1 growth stage done. And now we can start cutting. And let's see how well this does. It's not perfectly even, so it's struggling a bit, but I like this thing. I really do. This is very, very cool. And it's got a reasonably wide cut on it as well. It's just getting it to go around the corners. Because the ground is slightly uneven here. It's sliding around a bit. Oh, it's sliding around a lot. Okay, it's sliding around a lot, but this is actually very, very cool. And a lot of fun. I've seen these being driven. I haven't actually seen one in real life. Not the ones with big wide wheels like this. These are very popular in Switzerland, as far as I know. But I've seen plenty of videos of them, and they look absolutely fantastic. They look genuinely cool. But right, I think we've done enough with that. I'm not going to do any more for that one. Let's just shut that engine off. It's very noisy. Okay, and I'm going to climb out. There we go. So that is the little 2-wheel tractor. I love these things. They are absolutely awesome. I'd love to get one of these one day. They're very expensive, though. They are. I've looked at the prices of them, and they're nearly as much as a 4-wheel tractor. Actually, some of the older 4-wheel tractors are probably cheaper than getting those. Now, there we go. I'll get that one. I can sell it straight away. It's just like we've had it on trial. That's what I really love about Seasons, is that it lets you do that. So you've just done the thing on trial, and you don't actually have to do anything else with it. So that's all we got time for today. If you've enjoyed the episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. The cows haven't started doing anything yet. There is no change whatsoever to the cows. I don't know why this is. I'm not sure what it is, whether it's a Seasons mechanic that I've got to wait the whole year and then we get a load of calves all at once, or if it's because I've got to fill up all of these items. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to pretty much ignore these cows for the other 2 episodes this week while I let people sort of fill me in on just what I'm doing wrong here, whether I've got to fill it all up, whether it's something to do with the time of the year or what. At the moment, personally, I've got no idea. But we've at least got stuff into them. Now, I feel that's a good step in the right direction. My weekly question, which I nearly forgot, is what map do you want me to do for the next 4 weeks? Do you want me to stay here on Stappenbach, or would you rather I move to Horsch Agrovation, Welker Farms, Valley the Old Farm, or the Lone Oak? Is it Lone Oak Farm? Lone Oak Farm. It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar, goodbye, and see you later.